Daryl Morey in hot waters after blunt take on LeBron James and Lakers bubble title emerges. Step into the summer of 2020, where Cinderella wore sneakers and Disney World turned into the NBA's grandest stage. The bubble was weird, wild, and oddly unforgettable. On this day years ago, the first games tipped off inside that surreal setup. A few months later, LeBron James led the Lakers to their 17th crown, fireworks lighting up a world built on silence. But ever since, whispers have followed. Was that title real, or just a fairy tale with asterisks for stars? The finals run against the Miami Heat felt like an all-Akron Hammer show. The then 35-year-old took his fourth Finals MVP and that fourth ring to adorn himself. With an average of 29.8 PEP and a 66.7 FT%, Bron became the force that haunted Miami for 6 games. At the end of it, a 4-2 record sealed the deal on La's legacy. However, the Philadelphia 76ers president of basketball operations, Daryl Morey, has some opposing opinions. The Athletic's Joe Vardon acknowledged that whenever people talk about the NBA bubble, they often question whether the Lakers' 2020 championship truly counts or holds full value. But before sharing his own opinion on this ongoing debate, Daryl gave his thoughts. The 52-year-old executive said, "Had the Rockets won the title, I absolutely would have celebrated it as legitimate, knowing the immense effort and resilience required. Yet, everyone I speak to around the league privately agrees that it doesn't truly hold up as a genuine championship. Perhaps the lasting legacy of the NBA bubble is that the NBA should be proud of its leadership at both the beginning and end of the pandemic, even though the champion will forever be marked by an asterisk." Daryl Morey pulls no punches. He admits he'd have thrown a parade if the Rockets, he was the GM then, had won that bubble title. He knows the grind it took. Yet behind closed doors, whispers echo the same thought. The crown from Disney feels a little too plastic. Still, he tips his hat to the league's gutsy leadership. The bubble worked. The trophy glows. But that little asterisk, it refuses to fade, even under the brightest spotlight. And of course, the Sixers boss's statement has infuriated the NBA community, especially the LeBron James fans. You see, this might feel like a personal punch in the gut for many people who, to some extent, worship the king. After all, that 2020 NBA win added a fourth chip to his name. Daryl Morey unleashes fans' wrath after bold LeBron James and Lakers statement. NBA insider Kevin O'Connor commented, "I'm not reading Morey's quote the same way. It seems like he's saying others view it as having an asterisk, but he views it as legitimate." To him, Morey's message sounds personal. Morey respects the grind, honors the hustle, and believes that title holds weight. It's the whispers from others that slap on the asterisk. So while the league gossips, Morey stands firm in his Lakers' belief. In his eyes, the bubble crown gleams just fine. The Lakers were the best team before the bubble. Probably would have won it regardless, someone wrote. Before the bubble, the Lakers were already flexing on the league. LeBron and AD clicked like destiny, healthy and hungry. They bullied teams with sheer size and swagger. Home court was nearly theirs before the world hit pause. So truthfully, Orlando just sealed what felt inevitable. Bubble or not, reigns were coming. Meanwhile, a fan added, "He said it's a fluke unless the Rockets won it, then it would have been real." According to this basketball enthusiast, Morey had jokes in disguise. The Rockets went 44-28, locked in the 4th seed, and still got bounced by the Lakers in 5. Yet he swears the bubble title feels fake, unless Houston had won it. Then suddenly, it's pure gold. Convenient? Absolutely. Hilarious? Even more. Bias wears red. Now, one of the fans pulled off a creative stunt and shared an old ESPN post with James Harden's image, looking pretty flabbergasted. Was this chosen on purpose? Absolutely. Meanwhile, it read, "Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never be a part of an organization that he's a part of." Well, Shams Charania reported this back in 2023, when Harden was in China for Adidas. Most importantly, this doesn't require an explanation as to what the fan tried to imply. Lastly, someone said, "Nah, a chip is a chip. Bubble was a fair competition between the top teams in the league. When your team culture is dependent on strip club chicken wings that'll cost ya. A title is a title. The bubble was raw, real, and packed with elite matchups. LeBron James showed up locked in, while others got sidetracked chasing wins with extra seasoning. Culture matters, focus matters, and when your roster's more committed to clubs than closing out games, you're bound to pay the price. Well, while Bron is bidding farewell to golf summers and France getaways and returning to the grind, the league continues to revolve around him. The bubble may have popped, but the noise refuses to die. LeBron's fourth ring still stirs debates, hot takes, and a whole lot of finger-pointing. Morey's words sparked fire, fans clapped back, and memes did the rest. Yet through it all, one truth stands tall: crowns may fade, but legacies never blink.